Hi, Mighty Mommy here, and today I'll be sharing my 5 easy ways to stay connected to that special teen in your life. I'm your host, Cheryl Butler. As your child morphs into a teenager, you're going to see dramatic changes in personality, moods, relationships, and self-esteem. Many parents struggle with their teens' defiant attitudes as well, and wonder if they'll ever be able to build and sustain a positive and nurturing relationship with so many unpredictable changes taking place. At times, it may seem impossible, but there are many ways to connect with your teen, and ironically, it's the simple, everyday moments that will make a difference. Mighty Mommy currently has 4 teens in her home, each with his and her own quirks and needs. So, here are 5 effective relationship builders that you can put into practice with the teens in your life. So let's talk about connecting to our fun-loving teens. Tip number 1, check in every day. Parents are teens' biggest influencers when it comes to learning values, respect, and relationship skills. When our kids are babies, toddlers, and young children, we spend countless hours caring for them, kissing their boo-boos, reading to them, helping with homework, and cheering them on at their first soccer games. But as they hit their tween and teen years, many of those comforting rituals and daily interactions begin to fade away or take a much different form because teens tend to exert more independence from their parents. But don't be fooled. This does not mean they don't crave our attention and closeness. They just won't admit it. So find a time to check in with your teen every day. Early evening is usually a good time because you can casually chat about what's going on at school or what's going on with their part-time job while the dishes are being done. If this works for your family, that's great. However, for many of us, my family included, this can be tricky because everyone is on different schedules due to sports, after-school activities, and the various commitments that continually crop up. So instead, I connect with my teens before school. I get up earlier than the rest of my family, so I can get my day started without being rushed. I take 15 minutes or so to spend talking to my kids about what they have on tap for the day at school, what's happening at practice after school, news about their friends and school projects, that type of thing. That 15 minutes every morning is routine for us, and my kids have come to rely on it. It helps keep us grounded when we're all going in different directions all week long. Tip number 2. Connect via text. With cell phones a major part of nearly every teen's life, texting throughout the week is a no-brainer. When my kids were younger, one of my favorite ways to let them know I was thinking about them was to leave a little love note in their lunchbox or backpack. Now that most of my kids are teens and would be humiliated if a note from their mother fell out of their lunch bag, especially one with hearts and hugs and kisses written all over it, I do the next best thing. I text them. I pick and choose when to send my "I'm thinking of you" messages so as not to make them feel like they're being stalked. But I definitely send at least 2 to 3 quick texts to each of my teens throughout the week so they feel my presence. If someone has a major test, for instance, I'll text them wishing them good luck beforehand. Same goes for a sports game they might be playing in, or even just a random, "Hey, hope your day is going great, love Mom" kind of a text. If you text with your teen, don't expect much in the way of a reply. Usually my kids will respond with a simple "okay" or "see you when I get home." That's all you can ask for at this age. But even if they don't reply, they know I'm thinking about them, and I'm just a few keystrokes away. Additionally, for a few of my kids who are a bit more introverted, texting gives them an easier way to communicate that doesn't involve lots of talking about their feelings. Tip number 3, unite with a chore. Family meals offer usually endless opportunities for connecting with your kids. There's something comforting and disarming about gathering around the kitchen table and eating a hearty meal, laughing and talking. But let's face it, in many families, we find it increasingly difficult to share regular meals together due to the logistics of our busy schedules. So if breaking bread together isn't always possible, find another opportunity to spend with your teen on a regular basis. I recommend a weekly tidying up of the house, or folding laundry together, or even making school lunches for the younger kids if you have any. In our house, we always have a household project that requires one or more set of teen hands to complete. I look at these times as golden opportunities to spend a few unexpected moments with my kids. Last week, we started switching out their summer clothes to warmer outfits, and that chore led to a fun conversation about our recent vacation to Disney World. I wasn't expecting to hear my 18-year-old son reminisce about dinner in Cinderella's castle, but within a couple of minutes of packing up the bathing suits, he started reliving some funny things that happened during that dinner. Believe me, 5 sons sitting in Cinderella's castle is a sight to behold. Well, before long, we were all laughing and having a great time together. Those unexpected moments are priceless and can happen when you least expect them. So take advantage of the mundane tasks around your house to facilitate a little bonding. And tip number 4, invite your teen into your world. It's appropriate for teens to want to spend more time with their peers than their parents. But kids who are well grounded in their families, they tend to respond well to parents' efforts to stay connected. This means you as the parent have to make a constant effort to keep your teen connected to your world. Our children need to rely on us emotionally until they're ready to depend on themselves, so it's crucial to keep the lines of communication open. Invite them to come to you whenever they're feeling stressed and need to work through a problem, no matter how serious or how small. Topics like sex, alcohol and drugs, depression, bullying, these are issues that teens live with every day, more so nowadays because of social media. If they know that you're willing to be a good listener and are in their corner, you'll have a far better chance of them coming to get help rather than looking for it elsewhere. I remind my kids on a very regular basis that there is nothing they can't come to me to talk about. I don't make promises that I'll condone their actions or will have the answers to all their problems, but I make it very clear that they will never have to deal with these situations alone because my door is always open. And tip number 5, one of my favorites, nix the nagging. Fess up. Are you a nagger? Most parents would agree that the one thing that really drives them crazy is asking and asking and asking again for their kids to do some simple task. When the task doesn't get completed within a reasonable time schedule, we lose our patience, and that's when we start letting loose with unpleasant commentary, otherwise known as nagging. We all know that nagging is about as effective as scraping nails on a chalkboard. It's unpleasant to listen to, and it's a surefire way to drive those you care about far, far away. One way to get closer to your teen is to quit the nagging and replace it with a different approach. Persistent, gentle reminders will get things done better, faster, and with less stress. Think kindness rather than anger, and patience rather than barking out orders. Easier said than done, right? Not necessarily. A few years ago, unbeknownst to me, one of my kids videotaped me when I was having a fit about the dishes not being done. When she shared that video with me and with the rest of the family, I was mortified. Although I had every right to expect the dishes to be done, after asking about it at least 6 times, which is 5 times too many, my nagging approach made me sound like a pathetic lunatic. What's worse, it was clear that everyone was tuning me out. That moment left a lasting impression on me, so much so that I made a pact with myself to nix the nagging once and for all. Now, I ask once for a job to be done, and if it's not done in a timely manner, I simply go to that child that's responsible for the task and quietly, matter-of-factly, remind them of their responsibility. Failure to comply results in the addition of an extra chore besides the one that wasn't accomplished. In our house, silence is now golden. What are some ways that help you stay connected with your teen? I hope you can share your thoughts in the comments section at quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy. And you can post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. Try not to overthink the ways you can get closer to your young teen. Keep it simple. And until next time, happy parenting.